He said, "I don't even know if that's my child," on camera, in front of the whole world. That child was born 4 months later on his birthday. And her name? Angel Murphy Brown. Let's talk about the betrayal, the silence, and the pain that followed. Because this story is not over, and what happened behind the scenes was even darker. Back in 2006, Eddie and Mel B were not just hooking up, they were in love, or at least that's how Mel saw it. She called it electric, powerful, like she had found her destiny. They got each other's name tattooed. They went everywhere together. She brought him home to her family. Mel said they talk about the future, marriage, family, a baby, and they planned it. Not by accident. They decided to have a child together. Mel already had a daughter. She wasn't just messing around. And Eddie? He already had 7 kids by different women. Baby number 8 was not a shock, it was a goal. When Mel told Eddie she was pregnant, he was happy. They celebrated, they laughed, they cried, they talked about names. She thought she was building a future. But then, everything changed. Eddie became distant, cold. She said he did not want her going outside. He was obsessed with safety. Cameras, bodyguards, he controlled everything. Mel said she felt trapped, like a bird in a cage, and Eddie had the key. But she kept hoping things would go back to normal after the baby was born. Instead, they got worse. Because one day, a reporter asked Eddie if he was excited to be a dad again, and that's when he said it. "I don't know whose baby that is until it comes out and gets a blood test." He told people to chill, like it was not a big deal. But Mel was crushed. She heard those words, so did her family, so did her unborn child. She moved out, alone, pregnant, hurt. And when Angel was born, Mel filed a paternity lawsuit. She gave birth to Eddie Murphy's child on Eddie Murphy's birthday. But instead of balloons or flowers, she got legal papers and lawyers. Eddie denied everything. His team put out a statement saying they briefly dated and never made plans. They said Eddie would pay support if the child was his. The DNA test said it loud and clear. Angel was his daughter. The courts made Eddie pay child support. They made him pay for the pregnancy costs too. Eddie did not want anything to do with Angel. Mel said he completely cut her out. He did not visit, did not call, didn't ask how the baby was doing. It was like he wanted the child to disappear. Years passed. Angel grew up, thinking someone else was her dad, Mel's ex-husband, Stefan. That's how distant Eddie was. Angel did not even know her real father. It took years before Eddie tried to reconnect, and by that time, Angel was already a teenager. She was changing, growing, learning about herself, and she was beginning her transition from female to male. This was a big moment in Angel's life. Something that needed love, support, and understanding, but instead, it built another wall between them. Reports say Eddie struggled to accept it. It took him a long time to even say the word son, and for Angel, that hurt deeply, because a trans woman was in the car with him. Her name was Shalimar. The media exploded. Eddie said he was just giving her a ride, but the story made headlines. It followed him for years. So when his own child came out as transgender and Eddie showed little support, it felt like a slap in the face. Angel saw the news, she read the old stories, she knew what happened, and she could not even understand how someone who had been in the spotlight over trans scandal could not even support their own child. It felt like hypocrisy, it felt like betrayal, and the bond that could have been healed shattered again. Mel B has always stood by Angel. She said from the beginning that this child was planned, wanted, loved. She fought for her, protected her, raised her. But the damage from Eddie's absence, that never really went away. Imagine growing up knowing your father denied you on TV. Imagine knowing he told the world you might not be his. Imagine having to sue him just to prove you were real. That's what Angel lived through. And now that she's 18, people are asking, why did not Eddie ever step up? Why did not he call or visit or show up for school plays, birthdays, or hospital visits? Why couldn't he love his child the way a father should? Angel is not asking for money. She's asking for truth, for acknowledgement. And Eddie, he's still silent. Mel said it best. Angel grew up thinking someone else was her father because Eddie never showed up to be one. Now people are looking at his past, his actions, his words, and they're asking the question Eddie Murphy can't escape. Why did not he turn his back? Why did he push his daughter away when she needed him most? Why does he seem more loyal to his image than to his own child? This story is not just about Mel and Eddie. It's about a child who spent her entire life fighting to be seen. Angel was denied, ignored, and abandoned. And even after proving the truth in court, she still had to fight for her identity, her name, and her place in her father's life. But now she's grown, and now she's speaking, and Eddie, he has to live with what he said, what he did, and what he did not do. This is what happens when fame hides the truth, but the truth refuses to stay quiet. So now we ask you, was this just a messy breakup between two celebrities, or was it something deeper, something painful or permanent? Drop your thoughts below, let's talk about it. And if you want more celebrity stories that reveal the real truth behind the glam, hit that like button and subscribe, because behind every red carpet, there's a shadow, and sometimes the shadow tells the story better than the spotlight ever could. We'll see you next time.